Wake up.
Has a whisper ever brushed your soul? A fleeting sense that this reality, so solid and undeniable, is merely a veil? Have you ever gazed at the night sky, not just in wonder, but with a pang of recognition, as if a forgotten home twinkled in the cosmic dust? What if the very fabric of our existence is not the boundless freedom we perceive, but an intricate, ancient design, a masterful cosmic loom weaving a tapestry from threads of light and shadow, consciousness and forgetfulness? For millennia, this unsettling question has echoed through the hidden chambers of esoteric wisdom, whispered in hushed tones by mystics, philosophers, and seekers of the forbidden truth. It is the question of the soul trap theory, a profound, often terrifying proposition. Are we, as sovereign souls, truly free, or are we caught in an eternal cycle, bound to a cosmic wheel of reincarnation, perpetually drawn back to this earthly plane, again and again? The echoes of a forgotten past. The ancients, those enigmatic architects of forgotten civilizations, left us keys, not of iron and rust, but of symbol and story. They inscribed them in the very stones of their temples, wove them into the fabric of their myths, and sang them in the hymns of their lost rituals. These whispers speak of a grand design, a cosmic drama far more intricate than our modern minds dare to conceive. Consider the Gnostics, those audacious truth seekers of antiquity, who dared to challenge the very nature of creation itself. They spoke of a false demiurge, a blind god who, in his ignorance, fashioned this material realm, trapping sparks of divine light, our souls, within its dense confines. For them, this world was not a gift, but a gilded cage, beautiful in its illusion, yet a prison nonetheless. Their wisdom, often suppressed and branded as heresy, resonates with an unsettling clarity in our present age. It speaks of a remembrance, a gnosis, that allows the soul to transcend the lower realms and return to its true, divine source. This isn't just ancient history. It's a living echo, a call to awaken from a deep slumber. Venture further back, to the Vedic traditions of ancient India, and you encounter the concept of samsara, the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. It's a wheel propelled by karma, the inexorable law of cause and effect. While often presented as a path of spiritual evolution, a journey of purification, a deeper reading reveals the inherent challenge. Escape from this cycle is the ultimate liberation, moksha. The very purpose of their most profound spiritual practices, their yogic disciplines and meditative states, was to break free from this relentless turning. They sought to unravel the threads of attachment, dismantle the ego, and pierce the veil of Maya, the grand illusion that keeps us bound to the perceived reality of this world. Even in the enigmatic teachings of Plato, we find echoes of this sentiment. His allegory of the cave, where prisoners perceive shadows as ultimate reality, is a powerful metaphor for our earthly existence. For Plato, the material world is but a pale reflection of a higher, perfect realm of forms, and true knowledge lies in transcending the shadows to behold the light of ultimate truth. These aren't isolated tales. They are fragments of a universal narrative, woven into the spiritual DNA of humanity across continents and epochs. They point to a shared, intuitive understanding that something about our earthly sojourn is more complex, more purposeful, and perhaps more restrictive than meets the eye. The soul trap theory, then, is not a modern invention, but a synthesis of these ancient whispers, a reawakening of a profound question that has long haunted the collective unconscious. It asks us to consider, what if the perceived linearity of time, the solidity of matter, the very laws of physics that govern our world, are not universal constants, but part of a sophisticated, self-sustaining system designed to recycle consciousness? What if death, often seen as the ultimate release, is merely a transition chamber, a brief respite before the grand carousel begins anew? This isn't a theory meant to inspire despair, but to ignite curiosity, to provoke an urgent reevaluation of our place in the cosmos, and to empower us to seek the hidden pathways to true freedom. The architecture of illusion, how the trap might work. Imagine, for a moment, that reality is not a fixed, objective canvas, but a vast, intricately programmed simulation. This isn't a far-fetched sci-fi fantasy. It's a concept explored by cutting-edge quantum physicists and revered by ancient mystics alike. What if the very laws of physics, the constants of our universe, are merely parameters within this grand design? Consider the nature of perception. We experience the world through our senses, through the filters of our minds. But what if these filters are not simply biological limitations, but part of the trapping mechanism itself? What if our perception is deliberately narrowed, our higher senses dulled, preventing us from seeing the full spectrum of reality, the intricate threads of energy that bind us? Ancient teachings speak of a lower astral plane, a subtle energy field that surrounds the earth, often described as a kind of energetic net. Within this conceptual framework, some theories propose that this is where souls are guided after physical death, processed, and then prepared for their next incarnation. Think of it like a cosmic recycling plant, meticulously designed to ensure the continuous flow of energy and experience within the system. But whose system is it? And for what purpose? This question lies at the heart of the soul trap, leading us into realms of audacious speculation. One intriguing facet of the theory points to the role of light. In many spiritual traditions, light is synonymous with divine essence, with ultimate truth. Yet, here on Earth, visible light is but a tiny sliver of the electromagnetic spectrum. Could it be that the light we perceive is intentionally limited, a frequency band that keeps us attuned to this particular simulation, preventing us from accessing higher, liberating frequencies? Some esoteric texts suggest that certain non-physical entities, often referred to as Archons or lush farmers, might be the architects or beneficiaries of this system. These entities are said to feed on specific energetic vibrations: fear, anger, suffering, even fervent worship. If true, then human existence, with its tumultuous dramas and emotional spectrum, would be a perpetual buffet. This is a concept that shakes the very foundations of our understanding of good and evil, purpose and free will. It suggests a vast, unseen ecology of consciousness, where our emotional experiences are not just personal, but potentially a source of sustenance for unseen forces. The concept of the white light tunnel, often reported in near-death experiences, NDEs, also comes under scrutiny in the context of the soul trap. While widely seen as a benevolent passage to the afterlife, some interpretations of the soul trap theory view it as a sophisticated lure, a familiar and comforting path that leads souls directly back into the reincarnation cycle. It's a profound thought. What if the ultimate peace offered at the end of life is merely a carefully constructed illusion, a guiding light that leads us back to the starting line, rather than out of the race entirely? This doesn't negate the love and profound experiences reported in NDEs, but it invites a deeper inquiry into their ultimate destination and purpose within a larger cosmic framework. Then there's the concept of time. We perceive time as linear, moving relentlessly forward. But what if this linearity is another construct, a powerful illusion that anchors us to this specific reality? Quantum physics hints at a more fluid, multidimensional nature of time, where past, present, and future might coexist. If time is not truly linear, then the idea of a soul progressing through sequential lives within a trap takes on an even more complex dimension. Perhaps we are not moving through time, but rather experiencing different facets of an eternally unfolding present, cycling through experiences designed to extract specific energetic yields. The power of amnesia at birth is another critical component of the alleged trap. We arrive on this plane with no conscious memory of our previous lives, our true origins, or the agreements we might have made. This profound forgetting ensures that each new life feels like a fresh start, a blank slate, keeping us engaged in the earthly drama without the burden of past knowledge that might lead to escape. Imagine if you remembered every pain, every struggle, every unfinished lesson from countless lifetimes. Would you be as willing to dive back into the fray? This amnesia, therefore, is not a flaw in the system, but a fundamental feature, ensuring our continued participation. The soul trap theory, in its most expansive form, suggests that even our aspirations for spiritual growth and enlightenment within this system might be subtly co-opted. What if the very paths to liberation, offered within the confines of this reality are ultimately designed to keep us within its boundaries, simply elevating us to a higher floor in the same prison. This is a challenging thought, one that demands immense discernment. It forces us to question every assumption, every teaching, every path, and to seek knowledge and practices that truly transcend the perceived limitations of this reality, not just navigate them more effectively. Unlocking the cage, pathways to liberation. If the soul trap is indeed a reality, then the question shifts from, are we stuck, to how do we get out? This is where the ancient wisdom traditions, often veiled in allegory and metaphor, offer profound insights and practical techniques. The first step, the absolute cornerstone of liberation, is awareness. You cannot escape a prison you do not know you are in. The very act of questioning, of seeking answers beyond the comfortable narratives, begins to dissolve the illusion. This is the essence of gnosis, not just intellectual understanding, but direct, intuitive knowledge of your true nature and your predicament. This awareness is cultivated through practices that quiet the incessant chatter of the mind, allowing the deeper wisdom of the soul to emerge. Meditation, in its myriad forms, is a potent tool for this. It's not just about relaxation. It's about becoming an impartial observer of your thoughts, your emotions, your very perception. As you observe, you begin to see the patterns, the programming, the subtle ways in which your consciousness is directed and controlled. You start to discern the difference between your true self and the egoic constructs, the societal conditioning, the fear-based narratives that bind you. Another crucial key lies in understanding and transcending karma. If karma is the engine of samsara, then consciously clearing karmic debts and refraining from creating new ones becomes paramount. This isn't about blind obedience to moral codes, but about understanding the energetic consequences of your actions, words, and even thoughts. It's about cultivating unconditional love and compassion, not just for others, but for yourself. It's about forgiveness, releasing resentment, and understanding that every interaction is an opportunity for growth and liberation, or for further entanglement. The ancients taught that true karma yoga, action performed without attachment to its fruits, can dissolve the chains of destiny. The mastery of emotional energy is also vital. If negative emotions are a food source for unseen entities, then transforming these energies becomes a powerful act of defiance. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but rather feeling them fully, understanding their root, and then consciously choosing to transmute them into higher vibrations, gratitude, joy, peace. Techniques like shadow work, inner child healing, and conscious breath work can help to release trapped emotional energy, severing energetic cords that bind us to lower vibrational states and entities. When you become sovereign over your emotional landscape, you reclaim immense personal power. Consider the practice of conscious dreaming and astral projection. Many esoteric traditions speak of the ability to consciously navigate the non-physical realms during sleep or in altered states of consciousness. If the trap operates on these subtle planes, then developing the ability to explore them consciously is like gaining an escape route. By learning to recognize the signs of the trap within these states, to navigate the astral planes with intention, and to resist potential lures, one can begin to forge a path beyond the programmed return. This requires discipline, intent, and often guidance from experienced practitioners. The reclamation of personal sovereignty is perhaps the most radical act of all. This means recognizing that you are a divine spark, a fragment of the infinite, and that no external entity, no system, no illusion has true power over you without your consent. It's about actively withdrawing your consent from any contract, conscious or unconscious, that binds you to lower vibrational frequencies or to cycles of reincarnation against your highest will. This can be done through conscious intention, energetic declarations, and deep self-work to eliminate any inner patterns that might resonate with such agreements. This is not a passive surrender. It is an active, ongoing process of self-liberation. It means trusting your inner guidance, questioning authority, and forging your own path, even if it deviates from established norms or popular spiritual narratives. The development of higher sensory perception, intuition, clairvoyance, clairsentience also plays a crucial role. As you awaken these dormant senses, you begin to perceive the subtle energies, the hidden layers of reality, and the unseen forces at play. This allows you to discern the truth from deception, to see beyond the veil, and to navigate the complexities of the spiritual landscape with greater clarity. Finally, the relentless pursuit of truth, unvarnished and unapologetic, is the ultimate weapon against illusion. This means continually questioning, researching, meditating, and seeking direct experience. It means being willing to dismantle your most cherished beliefs if they no longer serve your highest truth. The ancients didn't just leave us warnings, they left us blueprints. Blueprints for self-mastery, for energetic purification, for consciousness expansion. They are not easy paths, for the journey to true freedom demands courage, discipline, and an unwavering commitment to self-discovery. The soul trap theory, far from being a tale of despair, becomes a catalyst for profound empowerment. It forces us to confront uncomfortable truths, to look beyond the surface, and to reclaim the inherent divinity that lies dormant within each of us. The knowledge of the trap is the first step towards breaking free, for the awareness of the cage is the beginning of the journey to unlock its door. This journey is not about escaping from life, but about awakening within it, about transforming our experience from one of unconscious participation to one of conscious creation. It's about remembering who you truly are, where you truly came from, and the boundless freedom that is your birthright. Beyond the veil, the future of consciousness. What lies beyond the confines of the soul trap, if indeed it exists. The ancient wisdom traditions offer glimpses, tantalizing hints of realms of pure consciousness, of infinite possibility, of profound reunion with the source of all creation. They speak of dimensions untethered by time and space as we know them, where consciousness is fluid, unbounded, and capable of manifesting realities with sheer intent. Imagine a state where your awareness is not confined to a single physical body or a linear timeline, but can expand to encompass vast cosmic landscapes, to perceive the intricate web of creation from a multidimensional perspective. This is the promise of true liberation, not just escaping a prison, but returning to an infinite canvas, where the soul is free to explore, to create, to evolve without limitation. It is a return to a state of unconditioned being, where identity is not defined by roles, memories, or physical forms, but by pure, unadulterated consciousness. The journey beyond the trap is not necessarily about abandoning this physical realm entirely, but about changing our relationship to it. It's about becoming a conscious co-creator within it, rather than an unwitting participant in a pre-programmed drama. It's about embodying higher frequencies, radiating light and love into the very fabric of this reality, thereby transforming it from within. For if the trap is energetic, then raising our own energetic vibration, individually and collectively, is the most potent form of resistance and liberation. Consider the ripple effect of even a single soul awakening. As one person breaks free from the conditioning, pierces the illusion, and reclaims their sovereignty, they send out a vibrational frequency that resonates with others, illuminating the path for those who are ready to see. This is the great awakening that many prophecies speak of, not a sudden, cataclysmic event, but a gradual, organic process of individual and collective remembrance. It's a shift in consciousness that transcends dogma, religion, and even the limitations of current scientific understanding. The soul trap theory, therefore, is not merely a philosophical exercise. It is a profound call to action. It urges us to look within, to question everything, and to embark on the most important journey of all, the journey of self-discovery and ultimate liberation. The choice, as always, is yours. Will you remain a pawn in a game you barely understand, or will you seize the keys to your own freedom and step into the boundless expanse of your true, divine self? The echoes of a forgotten past whisper of a grander destiny, if only you dare to listen and dare to remember. So now you've glimpsed the bars of the invisible cage, and perhaps, for the first time, you felt the stirrings of something ancient and unbound within you. The question is no longer if there is a trap, but whether you'll choose to remain asleep within it, or awaken and walk the path beyond. If this message resonates with something deep in your soul, something forgotten but not lost, help us carry this truth further. Like this video, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss the next piece of the puzzle. And share your thoughts below. Your voice may be the whisper someone else has been waiting to hear.